My name is Daniela DeLoe, and I was a professional ballet dancer, and now I'm a ballet teacher. As a kid, I grew up in a house with music. My dad was a huge music fan, so he had an extensive record collection, and then CDs came out, so there was always music playing in my house. And I think that's kind of what drew me to dance, is like I liked moving to the music. As I got older, I didn't realize at what a young age I started to like ballet or dance. I think it's something that I've known for a really long time. Yeah, I've just ended up kind of devoting my life to it.
My name is Kristy Bacon-Trad, and I put together the ballet show where I teach, and I'm on staff at Elite Dance Studio. I also I get commissioned to choreograph for the Jefferson dancers every year. So I don't know. Apparently I asked my mom if I could take ballet at 3 out of nowhere. And then she got me in creative dance, and then we just went from there.
When I was in high school, I started getting invited to dance with the professionals. And so when I was probably like 15 or 16, I started getting those opportunities, and I realized that if I wanted to, it's probably something that I could do with my life.
I think I was about 9. I don't know if it was in ballet class or if it was afterwards, but I thought to myself, I'm going to be a professional ballet dancer, and I'm going to make it no matter what.
You know, by the time I got into high school, I was at the studio every day. Like I said, I was working with the professional company, and then I would be done at 9 o'clock at night. So it was many, many hours in a studio, and you have to be really, really committed. You have to be really disciplined.
There are 2 universal languages of love, and music was the first one that I sort of embodied my space from a young child, and I loved movement.
So the Nutcracker is a ballet that I did from the time I was, I think, 8 until I was 30 years old. And when I was 8, we would start rehearsing for it in the summer. So we would, as children, devote every Saturday, all day, to working on the Nutcracker. And then when I got older, we would probably spend a couple months working on it. First thing you do is you learn the choreography, and sometimes a person would come and teach an entire 3-hour ballet to a 25-member company. I think a lot of times we would only perform, the Nutcracker we would do maybe 18 to 20 shows. Some of these other ballets, it's like you'd spend months and months preparing for it, and then you only perform it a handful of times, maybe 4 or 5 times. So I feel like I was pretty lucky. I had some natural gifts for ballet, the flexibility and turnout. And as a child, I never experienced injuries. But as I got older, one thing that I dealt with was stress fractures, which is sort of an overuse type of injury. So I got them in my feet and in my shins, and it was very painful. And when I was a professional dancer, there wasn't a lot of guidance on how to manage injuries. And the industry is so competitive that you feel a lot of pressure to continue dancing, even if you're in pain. I hope that that's changed. Another injury I remember that was excruciatingly painful was I danced through my pregnancy with my son, Rowan. I took a break. I think I performed until I was 5 months pregnant. And then I took a break, and I think I went back when he was maybe 6 months old, and I remembered my toenails, my big toenails got so bruised that they both turned black. I couldn't not work, because if you don't work, they'll find somebody else to do your job. And so it's very, very competitive. And so I remember my toenails turned black, had to continue dancing on point all day, and then they ended up falling off. So I had no toenails and had to continue dancing. In general, people don't realize how much work it is and how much time that dancers commit from a young age to training. I danced in Vegas professionally, and then at 22 I got a job in Portland, I picked up my entire life, put everything that I could fit in a car, and I drove my life to Portland, Oregon, knowing nothing about Portland, Oregon, just for the opportunity to dance. And you know, you make a lot of sacrifices. People that do it because they love it. If I had the opportunity to do it all again, I would, even though I made a lot of sacrifices. I got to live as an artist, and that's something really super special that a lot of people never get to experience, and I consider it a privilege.
Most of my lifelong friends are from my dance career. Given that, I would probably say yes, but it's a very hard life. It's a hard life. I loved dancing. I loved the rehearsal process. I loved the camaraderie, the sheer physicality, and mostly the artistry of dance, and sharing that with an audience. I appreciate and I very much value the opportunities that I had. But it's a fairly abusive world, and I certainly wouldn't want it for my daughter, so that's telling.
I retired from professional dancing primarily for my family. I knew I wanted to be a mom. It was really difficult to have a kid and continue to live the lifestyle, because if you have a performance, you have to be there. Even if your kid has a preschool graduation or a birthday party, it doesn't matter, the show must go on. And I knew that once my kids got a little bit older, I got the opportunity to teach, which is something I never thought I was gonna do. And I've been teaching now for 12 or 13 years, and I find it very rewarding. I stay involved in the ballet community by teaching what I know to the next generation of ballet students. And I don't necessarily teach kids that are going to become professional dancers, because I think about them being future audience members, future supporters of the arts. The advice I would give to aspiring dancers is each dancer has something really unique to offer. Try to keep in mind that the career is so incredibly short. It is very intense, but if you get the opportunity to dance professionally, it's like, try to enjoy the ride, because it goes by very fast. And I think you can fall into the trap of being very hard on yourself, and that's not really worth it.
When the twilight years arrive, don't seem like we've been together all our lives. Honey, the days have flown by, but always the love has survived. And I'd like to let you know right now, with all of my heart, I love you, and will forever.